What metrics or KPIs should developers focus on during the sprint review? Well, step one, throw the developers thing out the window. Why only the developers? If the numbers matter, they matter to the team. And if they matter to the team, they matter to the organization. So everybody's interested in these. Right? They may not know it. Let's be honest. If it's a particularly technical thing, your stakeholder from accounts may glaze over, but they are interested, and it is on us as Scrum Masters and us as team members to explain why they should care. Get them engaged, because their insight could be invaluable. Now, traditionally, when we've thought about sprints, we've thought about velocity, predicted versus actual. We said we'd do 40 points. We only did 20. We're terrible. What on earth has gone horribly wrong? I don't care. I'll be honest. I don't care. Okay. You took a guess that you could deliver a certain amount of work in a time period with no crystal ball, no idea what was going to happen. Okay? We don't work in a simple space where we can know beforehand how long this work's going to take. We work in an ever-changing, complex environment where needs shift, technologies change. Our ideas evolve as we learn. So you can use it. Fine. Okay. I'm not a big fan, but it does, people can make a case for it. What I'm interested in is, did you achieve the goal or not? And I really want to know whether you've achieved the goal. So the measure that I'm interested in is the one that measures your goal. Okay? Is it a binary condition? We achieved it or not? Or are we talking about increasing the number of people? So 2 goals to consider: sprint goal and product goal. How do you know that you're going in the right direction? What are the numbers that you need to track to know whether or not you've achieved it? Okay. For me, this is missing in many, many teams that I work with. They couldn't tell you whether the work they did was useful. They can tell you they think it was useful. They have some values from the product owner, but they can't tell you that it is useful. And that's a big difference. So what I want you to do is, when you have a product goal, work with your product owner. How do we know that we've achieved this? There are some things that are really simple. We want to increase from 1,000 to 5,000 people per day on the website. Right? Well, that's a number. It's really easy. Where are we on this scale between 1,000 and 5,000? Hopefully we've not dipped under. Right? And we bring that in to the sprint review. Over the last few sprints, we've gone from 1,000 to 3,500 people hitting our website every day. We're continuing working on this goal because it's still the most important thing for this product and therefore this organization for us to do. And at a sprint level, okay, what matters? How do you know you've achieved your goal? What's the metric? Okay. It could be, and one of my favorites is, get something working. Okay. I worked with a team in their first sprint. That was their goal. It was completely binary, yes or no. They took 12 things, I think it was 12, into their sprint. And they tried to get the thing that they thought would work first done, and it didn't, because somebody hadn't set up access to a particular account. So they tried the next one and somebody hadn't done their job somewhere else, and they tried the third one and that didn't work as they expected. They got to about number 10 or 11 and they got it working in production. It was a very simple call and response. They put a message into the system and it talked through around 20 separate systems and it returned the answer. And that was it. They got something working. Measurable. Is there something working in the production environment? Yes. Is it valuable? Not especially. I mean, it was core to the product, but I don't remember any customer going, you know what I really want is to be able to send a message, test message and get a 200 response. That would make my, no. That's not what we're talking about. They knew they'd done what they set out to achieve. They also knew, being experienced and working in that sector, that lots and lots of things wouldn't be ready for them, that there would be difficulties that people hadn't uncovered because the estates in many big financial organizations are complicated, to say the least. So they set themselves up with an achievable and measurable goal. Okay? Get something done. One thing of this list, if one of them works, we win. And they learned a huge amount. Okay? So whatever your goal is for this sprint, how do you know as a team you're going to achieve it? Is it get that feature released? In which case, again, it's binary. It is or it isn't. Is it improve the usability? And if it's that, how do we know it's better? How do we measure that? And I'm no usability expert, and if I say anything beyond that, I'm sure somebody will shoot me. Okay? But whatever it is, I don't want you to have vagaries. Okay? Think back to your acceptance criteria. Verifiable statements, true, false. Think of your testing, verifiable, true, false. Throughout an agile piece of work, from the very top at the product goal, at the product visions, at the organizations, if I dare push people for that, all the way down, anything that we say we want to achieve, we need to measure something to know, are we going in the right direction or not? Those are the numbers that come into a sprint review. This is how we're progressing towards the things that you as stakeholders care about. Not, we've done some work. Well, of course you did. You're paid to do your job, and we trust that you're, ethical and you have integrity and you work as hard as is relevant and reasonable. Okay? Can we do something with velocity? We can forecast forward with it. Can I make any decision off it? No, not really, other than what the forecast tells me. Okay? If I missed the goal or we're going the wrong direction, can I make a decision off it? Yeah, we shouldn't be doing this. It's not doing what we thought. Our hypothesis, if we do this work, we will improve the goal, is flawed. Let's inspect it. Let's work out what we need to change or what we believe we need to change so that in the next sprint, we can try something different to progress us appropriately, correctly. People keep asking for measures and things, right? They seem to think that there's a special answer, but there isn't. The measures that matter to your product are going to be unique to your product in that moment. Those are the ones that come into a sprint review because those are the ones that matter.